Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Array Tarot, and let's go ahead and get into this pick a card reading. So let's get started. I'm Jet Lachey, by the way, also known by Jessica on Reiki Healing Hope. Let's jump into it. Here are your options. We have the green jade, the amethyst, and we have clear quartz. So just take a moment, really resonate, and just pick whichever one instinctually calls out to you. Let's go ahead and get started. So if you chose green jade, this is your reading for what are your psychic abilities, your hidden psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities, and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. And when we get started, we channel from our energetic helpers, the universe, source energy, and whatever is relevant to you, and definitely honor your lineage and your path. We throw ancestors in there as well too. So thank you, universe, for the opportunity to channel for green and jade. Please bring messages in a very distinct way for them so that they are able to interpret what they are hearing in a very clear and concise way, and bring them health, love, abundance, and most importantly in this session today, bring about the messages of their psychic, intuitive abilities. And yes, we appreciate you. Let's get into it. Okay, so I pulled quite a few cards, so let's just start getting into it. So the first thing that we have is the Ten of Pentacles. And this energy from the Ten of Pentacles is having this dream or this goal of financial security. Having, when someone is making a choice in their life and they're saying, like, what do I want to do when I grow up? Or what should be the next career move or something like that? You have this dream or this vision that you live in this beautiful home and you're able to do all the things you love to do with the people that you love to be with, and this sense of security, and almost like this dream into fruition and things like that. So already it's giving me kind of the message of vision, so being able to see something before it happens. But let's continue to channel. So we also have another 10 here, which we have the 10 of Cups. And so first of all, shout out to this deck. This is the Lady Tarot deck. It is a very inclusive deck. And just lovely. Really love this and resonate with it. Anyway, so this one, and this 10 of Cups is really sending the message of that true love, that true understanding. So already, if you have the ability of visions, this can come in dreams, this can come in channeling sessions, this can come in meditation. If you already have that ability, this is actually talking about areas you might be particularly well in. One of them being in the financial aspects of wealth building, or more appropriately making career moves. If someone wants to come to you for that, as well as love, family. So that might be the area that you really shine. And a lot of times when you're being called into this kind of world, you yourself have to go through certain things that are definitely dealing with the career and dealing with the family, romance, things like that. That's a little bit out of the norm. So everyone's going to deal with these things, but your life might have had a focal point on it, or you've been able to help others. So then we also have this Nine of Swords energy. What I'm really noticing about this is it's very balanced. We've already called out Pentacles, Cups, Swords. And so this is also saying that the people that are going to be coming to you for this particular gift are those who have been hurt or slighted in some type of way for these things. And that makes sense of why they would come out to you for, literally come out, or, come to you for counsel. It makes a lot of sense because you're able to see the most beautiful part of a person's life, and if they're in a particularly low or hurt moment, it's going to be very empowering for them to come across you. And then we have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords specifically here is talking about this focus of betrayal in a very interpersonal way. So I'm kind of getting this sensation that you are going to, or the people who first start to come to you for this specific gift that you have, will be more about love, romance, friendships and family, those kind of very emotional relationships that people have, and they're going to ask you how they can get to the other side of this. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So there's something about this that is indicating you have a very strong sense of responsibility to your security as a whole, to the security of others. Because when you think of a king, first of all, let's look at it from the queen perspective. The queen is the emotional aspect of adequate mental health, beautiful mental support, beautiful self-care, and things like that. The king energy, and this is in a gender neutral way, but the king energy is more energy that is talking about a sense of security, a sense of discipline, reliability, and protection. So here it is, people are coming to you because they feel from you a sense of protection, that you give them a sense of protection coming into the space, so they feel very comfortable around you. And within your own life, you will have the strength to be able to lead this path. Because let me explain to you, when you do this stuff, I like to call it the woo-woo stuff. When you do this woo-woo stuff, you're going to come across a lot of people with a lot of opinions. You will definitely come across people who are insane and just thinking all kinds of crazy stuff. You will come across other people too. You will come across a variety of people. And it's going to take a lot of discipline, accountability, and self-confidence as you continue to train your psychic, intuitive abilities, whatever those specific abilities are, and continue to show up in the space and help people. Because there will people say, what you're doing isn't real, or people will say, I don't like the way you're doing it. They want you to do it another way. And this is a very intimate, energetic, spiritual, but working with the energies, very delicate process, but you have the strength within you to do it. And then we also have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is starting, for some reason, you recently, or recently could be within a year, but just this new ebb and flow of energy for you, in which you are going about life in a new way. You looked at the universe and you said, send me a message of where I need to go, of what really is important for me, and I promise you I will go in that direction. And so the universe is sending you these specific gifts, setting you up to say, this is where you're great at. Lean on the experiences you've had in your life, and you have this new exciting feeling, this fish, if you can see this fish, meaning the opportunities that are showing up in your life and to lead. And honestly, the water aspect is that purifying and that cleansing process. So already with the green jade, this is coming from the heart. What you do has a very, very strong purpose to you. What you do really, really matters and resonates with you. What you do is something that you don't take lightly, and very strong purpose. And you can see that fish there is green too. So let's get a couple of words of, actually let me do this. We're going to go over your limitations first. And what I mean by limitations is things that you may feel like are holding you back in a kind of way, that's preventing you from being able to be your beautiful, authentic, happy, or more appropriately for you, especially with that King of Pentacles, your assertive self, showing up in the space, making space for yourself, being who you are, trusting yourself, trusting your abilities. So we're going to go and explore some of that so that we can give you a little bit of a roadmap as you are navigating these new abilities. Very, very much so coming off as premonition. It could even be mediumship, because a lot of times a vision can come in two type of forms. It could come in the clair forms, like the clairvoyant, clairaudient, when you're able to hear, you're able to see, you're able to sense. Empaths, intuitive work, there's a lot of things, and mediumship too. And it's called different things around the world. So mediumship, Sangoma is what's referred to in South Africa or different places. It just depends. And so here we're working on some things that are going to come up for you. So the first concept is I am fearless. So this is a lot of Aries energy. I'm seeing a lot of red here too, which gives a lot of Aries energy. Mars is the ruler of Aries. It's the traditional ruler of Aries and Scorpio. But you can definitely see that passion, power, and initiative that happens here. So there's a little bit of a power struggle you've been having of fearlessly going after what you want, because it's not that you don't have it. That's why it's in there. But really saying, I'm going to put myself out there is a very courageous thing for a person to do. It can be a little bit scary. It can be a little bit scary to start, especially if you don't necessarily have your community. You don't necessarily have people in your everyday life that are interested in the same thing. Or if people are trying to control the way you think or control the way you do things, that fearless nature. But this number, as you can tell, is also 33. 33 is the highest master number. It is the master number, the highest number that you can have. Different lineages talk about this, of, you know, the story of Jesus perhaps being 33, when that particular wisdom tradition happening, the number 33, just those kinds of things coming up in different lineages as well. And so here it is, basically it is a message coming off to you to be, there's Mars right there, there's Aries, to be as fearless as possible. And then there's this sense of, I am good enough. So what might be preventing you from really jumping up there and being like, I'm going to do this with full force because you are really talented in this area, is not feeling like you are good enough. So this could come out two ways. It can be, it's always in a rational sense of like, am I good enough? But it usually comes out of this way of, oh, I'll never be enough, no matter what you're doing. Oh, I'll never be enough, which is kind of a low self-esteem kind of thing, versus the person who is the consistent studier or the perfectionist that never lets themselves start because they're always saying, I'm not where I need to be, I'm not where I need to be. Instead of understanding, let me tell you something, what people love the most is to see you grow. And I can give you that as a personal advice too. People love to see you grow. They will invest in you more when they see the amount of effort you put into growth. Waiting until you're perfect to do something never happens, because there's always going to be something that comes up. And also, you know, the bar is set even higher, which might be unrealistic for you as you continue to go on. And the last part is, I am authentic. So specifically with this card, it is sending out, and this is Leo energy right here, this is sending out the message of be yourself. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to show up exactly as you are. And just being you is a revolutionary thing, is a political statement. Just showing up in the space and not being ashamed of who you are is more than enough. And it's a beautiful, bountiful thing that you can share and that you can offer to other people. So let's continue to keep this going. It's getting juicy. So back into it, we are actually going to pull from the Rebel deck, and it's, especially since you have a lot of this Aries fearless energy, and I think this is the perfect deck to pull from. Very explicit, very straight to the point. And you know that King of Pentacles is saying sometimes you gotta just keep it real and say it like it is. So channeling in with your energetic helpers here to send a message that resonates with you in the greatest way, the most succinct way. Okay. So, first message, you are the shit. So make sure you know that. So that really speaks to, am I good enough? I am good enough. You are the shit. You gotta know that, you know. Your second message, get the fuck outside. Move your ass. Your body is pissed at you. So this might say that there's a sense of stagnation around this gift. You've known about this gift. You've probably known about it for a long time, for a great amount of period in your life, but you just didn't move. Now, it can be one of two things, meaning to increase these abilities, go out in nature, commune in nature, be there, and that's going to be very beautiful, very helpful for you. Or it can mean something like you need to go outside of yourself, your head, any kind of limiting beliefs that you had before, and get out there and start moving. who cares where you're at? Just start exactly where you're at, and that's good enough. You know, just working with your close friends, working with just random one-on-one people, just beautiful energy. When I am training people as an energy healing practitioner, specifically Reiki master teachers and intuitives, when I am taking them through intuitive training, a part of it is going out there and finding people and practicing with them and on them and having that and learning how to navigate that space. A lot of people in the beginning give things out for free, or they do kind of like barter systems in which someone might give them a beautiful gift or a handmade gift or experience, or who doesn't love a good meal? So don't be afraid of that, because those are the people that really begin with this particular gift that you have. Next message. Don't fucking force it. That is all about the authentic self. Be yourself. Allow that shit to come to you. King of Pentacles too. You don't see the king running after shit. You see people coming to them. So you have to allow who you are to make a big enough statement to bring things to you. That also reminds you that you have to work on yourself as you are counseling people, as you are giving people advice and channeling in with these messages. You always need to be channeling in with your own story, your own storyline too, that really is resonating around that career aspect, as well as that love but emotional and support too. Make better fucking choices. If you were pissed at where you're at, then stop taking yourself there. And so that came up where we're getting a sense here, especially with the Page of Cups, that you had asked the universe, tell me what I need to do, because I'm ready to move on. And I know that it's within me. I know it's going to be difficult, but tell me what to do. And so this is a validation for you to say, look, you know, you have to hold yourself accountable. It doesn't matter if someone literally held you back in your life. At this point, you free you. At this point, it's a lot of fucking work. And just do it. And don't be afraid to do it either. Don't believe every shitty thought you have. Thoughts can be sneaky, lying bastards. That's what this says. If y'all like this deck, it's called the Rebel deck. Basically, it's saying, do not let the imagination in your mind run rampant, okay? Do not let the irrational fears be too big, or that needing to be perfect be too big, you know, to you to actually do what the universe is asking you to do, which is to share this specific gift, this gift of visions. So the last thing I'll give for that one is, you got a feeling you just can't shake. The universe is telling you to do this damn thing. That little voice inside of you, listen to that shit. Okay, and that's different from letting irrational thoughts kind of like take you all over the place. Is different than listening to that calling that Page of Cups was talking about. So specifically what I think you should do here is you need to figure out what modality of the psychic clairvoyance realm that you are most gifted in. Is it dream work, dream interpretation, hypnosis? Is it some specific modality in which you are channeling in? And the only way to do that is to explore and to practice. When I'm teaching energy healing practitioners, yes, I'm teaching down the lineage of Reiki, but I tell them all the time, go explore tarot, go explore astrology, go explore Orisha work, go explore, you know, all of these other things that give you the opportunity to connect in new ways, because what you're being called to is this path, and you're gonna have many teachers along the way. So just continue to flow with that path, and you are your teacher. You are honestly the teacher, the principal of your life, who says, you know what, okay, I'm gonna go to this person for this class or this person for that class, but you really set the blueprint. So that is your hidden psychic gift. I hope you enjoyed that. And feel free to come back. We're going to start doing the moon cycle, moon phase readings as well. I'm super excited for that. but cannot wait to see you again. And go ahead and comment in the comment section how this resonated with you, if anything comes up, because you never know. You sharing your message, you sharing your experience could be super healing for another person, super validating, and create community. So I'll see you next time. If you chose the Amethyst, this is your reading for your psychic abilities, your hidden psychic abilities. So let's see what comes up for you. So excited to get into that reading. And so as we start off the session, we always channel with the universe, energetic helpers, ancestors, spirit guides, whatever it is that you most resonate with, that is up to you, and that is the most important part. So we just start with that channeling session. Thank you, universe, for the opportunity to be in this space with Amethyst. Please bring clear, concise messages across to them that helps them illuminate and clarify their life. Ooh, that's interesting. Illuminate and clarify their life. Bring them messages of health, wealth, abundance, but most importantly for this session, their secret or even known psychic abilities. What specific psychic abilities are best for them, and how can they help others with this magical gift? Okay, thank you, universe. We appreciate you. Hello, Ashe. Okay, so I already got a sensation that was coming up during this, and what I got was I don't know if you all are into spell work, divination, potion, something like that, but I got a lot of light work energy. I got a lot of manifesting. I got a lot of you being able to show people how to do something, how to bring something and use the energy around you to do it. And so that was what was coming up. And so with Amethyst, this is also, you know, the stone of the crown chakra. It is the connection to the higher self. It is being able to see the macro view of something happening and understanding that each and every point of your life sets you up in the exact perfect way to build a foundation for you really to succeed, even if things were tough or difficult. Being able to get to the other side of a trauma shows an incredible amount of resilience that you then can go teach other people how to do that and help out in that way. So let's see what your first card is. The Emperor. Hello. Don't fuck with you. Literally, like, you are out here, and like I said, you're going to teach people. You are going to honestly not even just teach, but lead people in how to do this magic work. Do you see that? You are so, and that's that higher self, right? That connection, that halo energy. You are so connected with these energetic principles naturally that you are just a fantastic light worker, bringing energy and hope in your own life. Very interested in these, and I'm getting two different kind of personalities. I'm getting this very excited personality that wants to do this and like ooh fun, and this don't fuck with me personality. Like, I do what I need to do, you know. I take this very serious, and that's why people are going to be attracted to coming to you in this space. We also have the Empress. Now, this King, Queen, Empress energy in a very gender neutral way is very important. And it already shows that you are balanced in this. So the Empress energy is sending the energy of mental health, mental awareness, mental wealth, having that mental health support, having self-care, going after things that keep the energy balanced emotionally. And the Emperor is sending the message of how do we accumulate, how do we build the strongest foundation of security, how do we bring things in, how do we lead other people. So this is already strongly saying that you already have these characteristics in your life, and they probably come out in a lot of ways for you already. They're already there in your life. So you might be doing something else, and this is already a large part of your personality. I was trying to channel to see if there's any particular signs, and first I got like, I was getting so many things. I was getting Virgo, I was getting Leo, I was getting Libra, I was getting Capricorn. I was just getting a lot of signs. So I'm just like, it is not necessarily something that has to be a sign based. It's just saying that there is this powerful energy within you that defies the signs. And your next card, look, I can't make this shit up, y'all. this is the Magician. So did I not just start off by saying I'm feeling a very strong magical ability, the ability to work with energy in a magical kind of way, a specifically probably a light worker kind of way. And guess who came up? So this gives me the energy of alchemy, gives me the energy of understanding how to use the elements and the forces of the universe, because we have all the forces. We have the cup, the wand, we have the sword, we have the pinnacle, all at the disposal. So understanding how to bring things to you without even really trying, these very metaphysical aspects of looking at the universe and going after it. And then we have the Hermit. So there's a bit of seclusion here, and I think it's for a lot of things. It's for mental health. That's why you're so balanced here, because you know when to come out and be in front of people. And you also need to have your me space. Like, you don't mind solitude. You do not mind like going in. So whether you are an introverted introvert or an introverted extrovert or extroverted introvert or whatever that is, you value having those moments to yourself to just let it all go. And this is also when you can do your deep learning, because you have this sense of when you're around other people, you understand it's a collective experience, but you also value when you're by yourself and you can make your own decisions or have your own interpretations of what's going on. So there's that beautiful balance here, and the need to always go and do that self-care. Self-care is so important, especially as you're teaching people to bring energy in and to manifest in. And then we have who we got here? We have the King of Cups. There's something very purifying. There's something very water-based cleansing. You are, the image that's coming up is that after someone is cleansed, purified, waterfall, water, it could even be seen as a baptism. Any of these references in lineage and wisdom traditions of this purification process, you are the person who shows up afterwards to show them now how to manifest in their life. So let me break it down a little bit further. Someone goes through trauma, they have shit that happens to them in their life, and then, they may not feel the strength. Finally, they work through it, they get through the difficult part of asserting themselves, and then there's this cleansing, this natural cleansing ritual or something that happens for them in which they're on the other side. Finally, they're in a new location, or they're surrounded by better people or things like that. You are the person who shows up to say, like, I'm going to show you how to continue to manifest. You're at a different level now, and you have to approach it in a different way. It's no longer fear-based. It's no longer scarcity-based. It is abundance-based. It is light worker-based. It is all of these things. That is 100% who you are and what you can do. And then the Nine of Cups. I wouldn't even be surprised if a part of your process when you are working with the energy, magic, whatever it is, so I'll use the word spell work and divination, things like that. Technically, the term across many lineages is called mysticism. The spiritual aspect. Okay, so let me break this down to you. All religions have, various sects, S-E-C-T, so just different groups within it that believe, slightly different things. But there are also spiritual aspects of religion. Religion is based on a community, so a community of rules and a community holds people accountable. Spiritual is your direct relationship with whatever you believe your divine source is. It is internal. You hope that being religious means that you have this strong connection, but it doesn't. There's separate things. It doesn't mean that being religious doesn't have that there. It just simply means that, it is a sense of internal accountability. Okay, so religious traditions often have a spiritual sect that is less about you got to follow these rules, you got to do this, and more about the mystical properties of just flowing and working with the energy under the rhetoric or the language of whatever that religion or wisdom tradition is. Okay, I gave you that background information. Now I'm jumping into this. I specifically see you as a part of your process, whatever lineage you are coming from or exploring. of this cleansing process being an important part, that you are the one who goes in, let's say all white, you know, you see white often as being kind of this cleansing color, and of course other colors represent different things too, but literally pouring the water over someone as a representation of moving on and going into this new space, the representation of rebirth, you know, leaving the water of the womb to come into life. So I can see that definitely as a strong part, and that's what you bring to people too. They feel that with you and around you. And then we have the Lover's card. Ooh, this is interesting. I'm gonna pull another card from this because I'll just give you what the first message came up was. The person you need to be with also needs to be interested in this stuff. And that's not everybody's storyline, okay? Not everybody needs to be with a significant other who likes all the things, not all the things, but is into the same kind of metaphysical and mystical stuff. But the way your energy is set up, especially in these moments of needing solitude, you're going to want to have solitude with this person. But if this person is not interested in this kind of stuff, you're then going to need solitude, you know, from the things that you need to take a break from, you know, balance your energy. But you're also going to need to have solitude from that person too. So it is very important that you make the choice, especially with these hidden abilities, these hidden magical abilities, that you are around people, especially close relationships, so romantic relationships, close friendships, that they share these similar focus. They don't have to believe the same thing you believe in, but they share the same type of interested in the mystical, magical, things like that. That is going to be best for your energy as a whole. And then we have the Two of Swords. There are going to be points where you feel like you have to make decisions and you don't necessarily have enough background information, and the universe is saying you have to use these hidden gifts that you have. When you can't use sight, you can't use memory, you can't use knowledge, use the principles of the universe in order to interpret the scenarios when you're being pushed. So maybe an opportunity comes up, you know nothing about, you know, this thing, but it fits within your plan, but you're like, is this going to be harder than I expect? Da 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 da, blah 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 blah. Is this really right? Should I work with this person? Use that first reaction that comes up for you, that first, because there's always a sense of knowing before the ego or the rational brain steps in and tries to calculate shit. Whatever that first feeling is, which is, okay, I think this is good, go with that. And then suffice the logical aspect of your brain by creating a plan that makes sense. But don't let the fact that you have to create a plan deter you from doing the work. And finally, justice. So this is coming off to me that the people who are going to be coming to you specifically for this particular gift are people who have been slighted. But when I say slighted, I mean in a very systemic way. So people may need healing from religious things, like maybe that they were a part of the LGBTQIA community and they wanted to have a relationship with, let's say for a specific lineage, the word is God or something. They wanted to have a relationship with God and they were shunned for being a part of the LGBTQIA community, and that created this confusing, traumatic experience when they just want to, you know, connect with the universe in their own kind of way. So here it is, they come to you to really rebalance that, because you have that emperor and that empress energy. So you're going to say, be exactly who you are. The universe is going to support you, and let's actually work on these, you know, principles that you were trying to learn over here in this area where no one is asking you to change. Just show up and be a good human being, you know, and explore the things that you're interested in. And in other ways too, you're going to see people who come to you for family dynamics where, you know, someone might come from a family who has a lot of money or may have access to money or some type of power, but they might have done fucked up shit. And they justify being able to do fucked up shit because they have this money. And you are the one who helps that person rebalance of like, no, they should have never put you in that position regardless of, you know, them trying to throw money at the situation. It wasn't right. You deserve validation there. And many other scenarios that will come up. So that's the energy specifically for you. So we are going to go and channel your energetic helpers in order to see what are some areas of maybe insecurity and give you a nice little roadmap of how to navigate through that. So let's keep this going. It's getting juicy, y'all. Okay, so So first of all, let's go into those moments we were just talking about. Thank you, universe. Could you please bring a message of helping Amethyst work through any issues that may have arisen for them during this process and help to create a roadmap for them to get to the other side so they can share this beautiful, hidden, or very apparent magical gift that they have with the rest of the world to bring light, love, and abundance to those around them. Thank you, universe. Okay. So we have I surrender. So there's going to be a moment where with those Two of Swords and being blindfolded, where the universe is going to ask you to tap into some Piscean energy and surrender. Simply saying, I trust it'll work out. It doesn't matter what it looks like on the external. Because let me explain to you, things on an energetic level move very quickly and very fast. So you have to believe it to see it, and not, I'll once I see it, then I'll believe it. You have to believe it first. And so when you believe something, you are changing the energetic frequency of something. And when you change that frequency enough and you put yourself in an environment that does that, it attracts frequencies that are similar to that, like whatever it is that you want, like whatever it is that you're kind of working with. So needing to surrender that you can work on that even in times where you feel a little blindfolded of like, is it really going to happen? It's not happening in the way that I thought it should in my logical, rational mind. Okay, still have that plan. There's nothing wrong with having a plan, but you have to surrender, because that's when the universe really does amazing things, because it pops up and gives you gifts that you could have never foreseen and you could have never controlled. So now let's go ahead and move on to that extra confident booster that I think is so important. So using this deck, really love this deck. It's called the Rebel deck. It brings these messages of just not giving a fuckness and like just busting out the seams, like just be you, be yourself, be happy to be who you are. Thank you, universe. Please send a message to Amethyst and give them the love, care, and guidance in the way that they need it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciative, 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 and abundance. And let's just do one more, a little bit of sugar on top, right? Boom. Okay. Ooh, I'm jumping too many. So the first one is they broke your heart. Fuck them. So basically it's talking about going into, whether it's partnerships in a romantic way or in a business way, that as you were going on this path with this gift that you have, people are going to disappoint you. And it's just like, you got to be like, fuck that shit and keep it moving, And that's really the sentiment you have to have towards it. Have that strength behind you and honor the fact that, things may have disappointed you from time to time, but also being like, I'm a bad bitch, or I'm a bad whatever, I'm gonna show up anyway and do what I need to do. Some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. So basically saying this is the exact example that we're talking about, where it's like internally it may feel like something disappoints you, which throws off your energy for everything else. And if you're not connected well with energy around you, you're the type where everything else starts to trickle away. So really make sure to kind of have appropriate boundaries more than anything as you are approaching this. You got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside of you, listen to that shit. So it's basically saying you've been called to this gift, this vocation, this calling for a long time, and you can no longer ignore it. This is validation for you to step up and to do what you need to do. And just do the damn thing. And yes, it's going to be your unique way. Yes, there's a lot of exploring and a lot of growth still to be had, but it's going to be in your way. Step away from the crazy making diets for a hot second. Kale and spirulina taste like ass. Eat some yummy shit. Bacon, chocolate, beer. Get some. Okay, so basically what this is saying What this is saying is try not to take yourself too serious. When you are training, especially with the particular gifts that you have around manifesting, spell work, divination, light work, things like that, it can be very tempting. I mean, it could just mean like, you know, don't be crazy with the nutrition where you're not really doing good for the body. It's just stressing you out. It could mean that. What it's coming off to me is that, like, sometimes when you're in these fields, you might feel like there's a right and wrong way of doing something. And the more that you're in it, the more you realize there's no such thing. There is no such thing as a right or wrong way of doing something, just your process. In the last video, someone's like, you need to put the cards out and you need to do it this way. And I'm like, incorrect. That's not my process, and I honor my process. You have to be able to say, this is the process that works for me. And I'm aware I lived in a world in which people have their other process of how they're doing this, probably spell work, manifesting, divination type stuff. People have their own ways. So you have to step out of the cult mentality of saying that things have to be done in a certain way. And you can get education from others. You can take, you know, the best from what you're learning around you, but don't feel like you have to fall in line, because what is supposed to give you structure, higher education, illumination, then becomes very restrictive, very culty, and in a way that really isn't for you. You are the best thing to ever happen to you. That's sweet. Go easy on your ass. Buy your own damn drink, okay? So basically, this is saying that if there are some situations in which somebody disappoints you or doesn't show up in the way that you had hoped they would, just know at the end of the day, especially what we talked about earlier with surrendering, that you are enough. Just who you are is totally enough, and you are the best thing that has happened to you. You really don't need any other factor except for you, and blessings will always happen. And who doesn't like a message like this? Love, get some, give some. It will cheer your ass up. So it is very important that you surround yourself in the right emotional environment, that people are loving towards you. If you happen to be in situations where people are maybe kind of aggressive towards you, and they may think it's for a good reason, like this gives you structure, let me tell you, accountability is always important, but there has to be some access to mental health and self-care. So love is very important, and surrounding yourself with the people who vibrate at that as well. What the hell are you waiting for? Get that shit done. Basically, the universe is sending you another validation. Do it. If you are waiting for a sign, well, here it fucking is. Like, if you have been sitting on this information, sitting on this, feel really resonating with it, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do it, and you know, once you finish watching this, you're probably not gonna do it. The universe is saying, do it before it kicks you into doing it. Let me explain to you. You want, when the universe blesses you with these higher vocations, to just make the choice to do it, because then you get to decide how you structure it. When you say no and continue to say no for something that your heart is telling you you should be doing, the universe will force you to do it. And that's when things are really uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be disciplined and hold yourself accountable. But what real discomfort is when something really uncomfortable in your life happens and you just have to deal with it to illuminate to you that this is where you should have been the entire time. It's dark and you can't see a fucking thing. Get your head out of your ass pronto. Stop trying to ignore the gifts that you have. Just stop. Stop trying to do it. It's not gonna help you in any way. So I hope you enjoyed that read. Go ahead and share how you felt in the comment section, because you sharing your message, you never know who's going to resonate with you. It gives validation, a sense of community, or someone that you help heal just by you being you and you sharing your story. And you never know, as someone might also be feeling the same way. Like they're like, oh, I'm trying to get to this side and I didn't realize that, or this has been a calling for so long. Share that and feel free to come back. We're going to start these moon cycle, moon phase reading card pull session, so I'm excited for that. But feel free to come back anytime. Again, I am Jet Lachey. I also go by Jessica on Reiki Healing Hope, and thank you for visiting Array Tarot. Cannot wait until the next time. If you chose this stone, you chose the clear quartz. So let's go ahead and get started. That thing looked like it's about to just blend in. Let's get started. I should have held it like that. Okay. So first we start off by channeling with the universe, accessing our energetic helpers or spirit guides and all that information right there. Why? Because we're appreciative and we know that these messages are higher vibrational messages. Thank you, universe, for giving us the opportunity to channel a message for clear quartz. Please bring these messages in a clear and concise way so that they are able to receive information of health, wealth, love, abundance, but most importantly, they're very external or hidden psychic abilities that are going to come out in this session. We are so grateful. We call upon the ancestors, energetic helpers, spirit guides, spirit animals, or whatever it is that clear quartz most resonates with. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, thank you, universe. Look, you always gotta show appreciation for the universe. That's a hack right there, an energetic hack. Show appreciation, because that's when you receive those messages. So the first card we have is the Fool card. So this is giving me two vibes. The first vibe is a sense of being naive about something, of like maybe approaching it in a way that probably wasn't the best way. And the second, which I think is far more fascinating, is sometimes you just have to throw caution to the wind and just step out there and do what you need to do. But let's look at the rest of the cards to see what's going on here. We also have the Nine of Pentacles, this building, this harvesting. There's something that you're working towards here. So I think you are right here, or you are right in the moment of trying to discover what those abilities are. You have been asking yourself the same question. I'm getting this sense of exploration recently. Recently could be, you know, recently, or within the last year. You have been exploring these different modalities to figure out where it is that you belong, where you fit. And that is coming up very strongly in your reading. And already I'm gonna go ahead and tell you something. When you are an explorer like this, I'm getting master teacher vibes. And what I mean by that is people who explore, who are always learning, who are always understanding more and more, they are going to be initiated into several lineages, several wisdom traditions, because there's that hunger and that thirst. So with your specific ability, your psychic ability, it's going to be really interesting because you're going to have these abilities, but really what's going to come out the most is you're going to teach other people how to do it. Because some people have an ability that they can do and they just communicate with people of like, okay, let me use my ability to help you get to where you want to go. But what's so amazing about you is you're going to have access to the numerous abilities that you're going to have, but your true gift is you're going to teach other people how to do it. You're going to teach people how to channel. You're going to teach people spell work or magic or something like that. Whatever it is that you've been exploring, that's what you're going to teach people. That's a really, really powerful and strong trait, because think about it. Our teachers in all aspects of the word through education are really what defines who the leaders of tomorrow will be. I always looked at myself not as a, you know, follower or a leader, but of an observer. And my goal has always been to be the one who makes the leaders. That's what I want. I want to be the one who the leader comes to to be able to recharge and to be able to learn these principles, because I know I can't be out in the world doing everything at one time. But if I can empower people, and that's the sense I'm getting from you, if you can empower a large group of people to do multiple things, here it is, your legacy and your energy still lives on with them. And then you have this Nine of Wands. So we're having this 9 energy that's coming up. And this is very action oriented. You may have been exploring something, and there might have been some things that you were exploring that you didn't really necessarily resonate with. It's like sometimes you go into quick side story. So some people may know this, some people may not. You know, if someone says that they're a witch, or they say that they're Wiccan, or they say that they're pagan, that could mean 3 different things, or people can claim multiple titles. I've heard people use the term Wiccan to describe a witch, but it's like a modern day witch. That's not true at all. Wiccan is a, I'll use the term lineage, but Wiccan is a specific style coven of witchy work that has a founder, that has groups, that has certain principles, that has something that you say, like all of these things. And so people might be more witchy or more pagan and still use the term a Wiccan. Now, of course, you can do whatever you want to do, but basically, the reason why I'm giving this example is you may have jumped into something. For example, like you might want to do your own thing, but you decided to explore Wiccan. And then you were like, when you really looked at the philosophies, you're like, you know what? I think I want to define my own understanding of these principles. And it's not what I thought it was. But then at the same time, you still see people around you who are like, no, this is the only way that you can do this. This is the only way that you can do spell work. This is the only way that you can do manifesting. This is the only way that things should be done, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure people, I'm generalizing. I'm sure people have reclaimed things in whatever way they want to reclaim it. But there was something about this as you were going through that path that made you turn around and be like, no, it doesn't sit right with me. And that is why you will be an excellent teacher. Number 9 is the number in numerology of the humanitarian, the natural leader of adaptability, of change and transition. And that is why you are so good, because you're going to be able to look at things from a clear head, not from a cult mentality, not from trying to make a name for yourself, but literally, like, you are going to take all the things that you learn and put it in with others in doing that. And it's going to happen in a variety of ways. You're going to teach people how to do shadow work. So that's like the energy healing, the healing aspects. There's going to be some modality that you go into. Shameless plug, if you want to go through the Reiki lineage, you can go through me. You do not have to. There are plenty other wonderful modalities you can go through. But there's going to be some aspect of shadow work and energy healing or something that you're going to have to go through. And then you're going to go through light work, manifesting work, whether that's spell work, divination, something like that. You're going to go through different types of philosophy, understanding, connecting science, looking at bigger pictures. You're going to look at different groups. You're just going to be like this, just full body of knowledge that's going to be walking around, and you have this. So you're going to be an excellent teacher. And then the 9 of Cups, there's going to be a sense of purification. People are going to come to you in order to purify themselves from the life they had before. So before meeting you, they were one person. And then after meeting you, they are going to transition to a whole new experience and use you as a teacher. And then we have the world. This is exactly what I was talking about. You may want to go and change the world, but maybe how you can change the world is to really have your lineage and your legacy be connected to a lot of people. And also that could represent travel. Also that could represent mental knowledge. You need to know a lot. You're not happy just sticking with one lineage. You need a lot of these lineages. So when I say that your, hidden psychic ability is being a teacher, I'm not saying that you're not being able to do spell work or you're not being a clairvoyant or intuitive. I'm saying you probably have a lot of gifts that you know about and you've been exploring. But the true gift you have, not everybody can teach. I know they have that little saying that they're like, people who can't teach. Okay, but that's really not necessarily the case. That's an example of someone who would want to be in the field but can't be in the field, so they teach the philosophy. No, you are someone who is living this out each and every day, and people start to notice you and they start to seek you out because you are an example. The best teachers are the people who have actually been in the field or are in the field. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles, where there's going to be this moment where you start to build up this knowledge base. You start to build up this curriculum. You start to formulate and craft things. And it can literally come out in artwork, you being an artist, you doing something physical. Even if you're not artsy fartsy, like you saying, I want to create a physical something. It can be your body of work, but it's going to come out, this ability and this longing for you to teach others. It's going to come out in numerous ways. And then we have wow, this is so beautiful. I mean, it's fucked up, but it's beautiful. Then we have the 10 of Swords, which is really representing the death to the ego. What a lot of people have to face when they're in this energetic wellness space is constantly fighting their ego of, you know, once people pay attention to you, then getting these godlike mentalities, or not feeling like you're enough, whether it's because of kind of religious fanatics giving you kind of like negativity, or spiritual fanatics who are telling you you need to do things in the right way. But you understand the concept that none of it matters, and you are at the cusp of simply the Fool right there, simply just letting that go. You don't care what comes up. It doesn't matter. You know that you have this happening, and you know that you can get to the other side of this. So that was really amazing, really magical, and really powerful. Let's actually continue reading. I'm going to go in now, and that deck, if you really enjoyed that deck, that is the Lady Tarot deck, in inclusive deck, LGBTQIA, considerate deck. So one of my favorite tarot decks really recently came out to the market. No, I didn't recently come out. I've been out. I've been very gay for a long time. But this deck has recently come onto the oh gosh, it's just like, I can't, the deck is out, okay? So now we're going to channel in with your energetic helpers in order to be able to understand any just pain points, insecurity points, in which we can create a roadmap for you that maybe has been coming up for you, but we can help you get to the other side. Thank you, universe. Please go ahead and bring these messages for Clear Quartz so that they can analyze this beautiful roadmap in front of them to do these beautiful things of being this master healer. And so honestly, the energy is magician energy, but it's not magician energy. Let me change it. The energy is alchemist energy. If you never read the book, The Alchemist, go ahead and read it. It's a lovely book. Also, I would say read The Seed of the Soul. I love that book too. But the alchemist understood how to turn regular ass elements into gold. But what was so interesting about it was, you would think one who knew how to do that would just be like, you know, turning shit to gold all the time. But the fact that there were these metaphysical principles, these mystical principles that the alchemist was trying to teach the main character about going on a journey and understanding, and how, you know, life happens, and sometimes you're in a pickle, or, you know, letting the pride go to the side. He's like, I don't give a fuck if I'm the alchemist, I'm not about to die today, you know, like all of this energy. And so that is magical within itself, because think about it, in the book, even though he knew these properties, he was literally guiding the main character of how to go through and understand where his treasure was, you know? And so that's powerful within itself. And you could have a whole lineage after you. You could become a teacher of the healing arts and things like that. There's so many things that you could do. Here's your first card. I am sacred. That is your master number of 11. Very much so master teacher vibes, giving that energy right there. But the universe is literally calling you up to, you're no longer having to go through this, like the cycles of like, oh, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Am I good enough? The universe is saying, you already know. And you are strong enough to disconnect your ego from doing what you need to do. And there's this sense of peace and tranquility that lives within you already. And you being able to explore these different things encourages that within you. Because clear quartz, the quartz itself, is also known as the master healer. Why is the clear quartz the master healer? Which kind of gives an indication of where you may start off in your modality training. It's because you can use the clear quartz on any chakra. Now, technically, you could put a stone on any chakra and you could explore how that feels and things like that. But this can literally be used anywhere, the adaptability. So you understanding the importance of all these different lineages, legacies, modalities, or if you're under one just umbrella, understanding things from the actual action of doing things, the philosophy, the history, that's what you're really coming from. So you're like, I am sacred. So I don't see you not feeling sacred, but I can see like maybe you may come across people from time to time who try to put you down because they think it's going to big them up, no matter what the space is. But just hold to your heart that you are sacred, and you will continue to do the work of the universe. I am forgiving. A part of the reason why you have been called to this work is because you are the type of person that has been in an situation where you probably had to be a caretaker, you probably had to be the bigger person. And so being able to forgive people who have wronged you without going out there and fucking up the world and shit can be tough. And the reason why is because when someone hurts you and you release the hurt, that's kind of like a correlation of having to go and do something. But when someone hurts you and you keep it in, that's really when you start to see these psychosomatic issues of autoimmune diseases and things that pop up, because a person starts to feel like it is their fault that it happened. And the reason why you are so connected to these things is because the deep trauma or the deep experience that you felt in your life, you were not the one to blame someone else. You were the one to be compassionate towards the person, but at the same time, you still had these feelings of pain that wasn't resolved festering within you. Because at the end of the day, you had to be the most compassionate person to yourself. And sometimes that means boundaries. Sometimes that means telling somebody you fucked up and you need to get the fuck out of somebody's life. Sometimes that means that, but you were such a sweetheart that that's not what that was for you. That's why you have that balance of that sacredness. That's why you have learned so much and you can share that with others. So I will say for that, you know, you can forgive the people who have hurt you, and you can forgive yourself for allowing yourself to have to tolerate people, and you can forgive the doubt you have at times to not want to have boundaries. You know, have boundaries. Tell the motherfuckers go somewhere else. I am authentic. Authentically be yourself. Naturally, you are like this, but occasionally people will make you think that there's something wrong with you because they're selfish, period. And continue to be yourself. I am determined. You have a very long legacy. There are some people who have gifts and they just have a period of time, like year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and they move on to something. But this is something lifelong. This is something that is going to be with you forever, and you're going to be building up and building up and building up and building up. You are going to be asked to speak at places. You're going to be asked to teach places. You are going to be asked to give your services, whatever those services are, at places. You are going to be asked for a long time. People are going to come train under you. People are going to look for you as a expert in the field. So I would definitely say start to build that knowledge base up, like we're talking about with the 8 of Pentacles, and make sure that you have something that's nice and foundational so that you can share that information with other people, and trust yourself. What a beautiful, 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 beautiful reading, Clear Quartz. I'm so excited. So if this resonated with you, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. Share your story. You never, ever, 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 ever know who you are connecting with on a deeper level just because you shared your story. You never know. And share that and feel that collective community together, because that is a beautiful, beautiful thing to have. So thank you for spending some time. Again, I'm Jet Lachey. I go by Jessica on Reiki Healing Hope, but I am Jet Lachey. And thank you for visiting Array Tarot. I will see you next time. And we also have the moon phase, moon cycle readings coming up. See you then. Bye.